So you want to get better at skateboarding, but you don't know where to start? I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do and how you need to think about skateboarding to get better at skateboarding. First things first, we got to decide, what does getting better at skateboarding mean for you? Do you want to learn how to ride a skateboard? Do you want better balance? Do you want better style? Do you want to build your confidence? What you decide will help determine what we learn on a skateboard. There are so many mental blocks when it comes to skateboarding, and what we have to do is determine what's really stopping you from getting better at skateboarding. Is it doubt? Is it fear? Is it comparison? All these things are contributing factors for how we think about skateboarding and our relationship with improving whatever we're trying to learn. The truth is, skateboarding is hard, but it's super fun, and that's what makes it worth it. If it was easy, everyone would do it. The joy in learning how to skateboard is in the journey and not the destination. So don't get caught up on where you want to be, but focus on exactly what you can do and get better incrementally, one step at a time. Falling comes with the territory of skateboarding, and it's better to acknowledge the fact that you are going to fall before you start learning how to skateboard, so that way you can set yourself up mentally for what's to come. So when you go to the skate park, focus exactly on what you can do instead of what you want to do before you're ready for it. I've had too many times where I go up to a street spot and I want to lip slide this handrail and I completely die, because I wasn't ready for that at that time. I've rolled both of my ankles countless times. I've torn my Achilles tendon. But just from the sheer amount of injuries I've had, take it from me, you want to be able to skateboard for as long as you can with a good feeling body. Don't try to skateboard for anyone other than yourself. What works for me, and what works for you will work for you. So it's your job to experiment with skateboarding, experiment with foot placement, and see what works for you, because I can guide you as best as I can from what I've learned. But like I said, again, what works for you is gonna work for you, and what works for me works for me. So don't just jump onto a skateboard, try to do an ollie or a kickflip from 1 foot position and decide it doesn't work and be done with skateboarding forever. You have to experiment. You have to figure out, okay, do I put my flick foot over the top toe side bolt? Do I put it lower than that? Do I put it across the whole board? All that stuff makes a huge difference, and it's going to be different based on the person. If at first you don't succeed, don't give up. Get back up and try it again. So I've said this, but I'm going to say it again. Are you focusing on what you can do or what you want to do? So when you go to the skate park, assess where you're at. If you're learning how to drop in 10 times on a small ramp and then move on to a bigger ramp and do it 10 times. If you're learning how to ollie, start small and pop an ollie that doesn't get off the ground. Just make sure you pop the tail on the ground, and then once you can pop the tail on the ground, then you start trying to jump a little bit, and then once you feel yourself getting off the ground just a little bit, then try to get up even more. When I was a kid, I was at Paradise Valley Skate Park, and I was upset about not being able to tray flip the pyramid, and I was getting so frustrated, and I was like angry as hell. And I was sitting on the bleachers just feeling disappointed in myself, and a good friend of mine, Marcus Johnson, who you guys probably don't know, but here in Phoenix, he makes the most epic art. And at this time, I didn't know who he was. We were just 2 kids at the skate park. He was a little bit older than me, and I was expressing my frustration to him. And he was like, "You can't tray flip the pyramid yet." And that "yet" made the biggest difference in the world to me. I still remember it to this day, because he had a point. Like I wasn't able to do it yet, but it doesn't mean I wasn't ever going to be able to do it. So it really put it into perspective for me that it's all about the effort and practice, and about just trying, giving your 110%. So, if you are a person who wants to skateboard and you feel discouraged, you feel like you don't have balance, maybe you just need to approach it from a different angle. Try to figure out what does work for you instead of what doesn't work for you. It all comes back to effort and experimentation. Take drop-ins, for example. If you're learning how to drop in and you're struggling, you have to figure out a way to get past the initial fear of just going for the drop-in. So if you picture a quarter pipe round like that, right? You can drop in with your wheels lower than the quarter pipe and just go for a drop-in, and that's kind of scary. It's almost like a free fall. What you can do to inch your way into a drop-in is to put your wheels before the coping. And you can do a technique that I call in, out, and then on. And that teaches you how to direct your feet. So at first, your shoulders are facing where you're about to go. And then once you put your foot on the board, you're turning your shoulders sideways. And your shoulders, knees, and toes are all facing sideways. Your eyes are looking forward when you do that drop in, and your wheels are before the coping. Then you do that 10 times. You work up the experience of doing the drop-in. You're learning how the ramp feels. You're getting comfortable with it. And then once you do that, you inch your wheels closer to the coping, closer and closer and closer. And then you put your board into a drop-in and you do the technique, the in, out, on, and then you hit that drop-in. That's a way of breaking down a simple movement into a bunch of small steps that work up your confidence and work up your comfortability, at least riding that ramp. And then, you know, after 10 tries or 10 reps of doing that, you can hit your drop-in. You have to trust your body knows what to do. It's going to be scary until you practice, and it's not scary anymore. At the end of the day, skateboarding has its own terms. You got to learn the names of tricks, components, obstacles, and you got to be able to communicate that stuff to other skateboarders if you want to learn from them and get better. Now you have to bring yourself back to your center and become aware of what you're doing. You have to watch your feet when you ride a skateboard. Are my feet in the right position? Are they good for an ollie? Are they good for a drop-in? Am I putting my front foot straight when I'm in the push position? Am I turning my front foot when I'm in the ride position? Am I, you know, being courteous of other people in the skate park? Am I going in there with a good attitude? All that sorts of stuff is huge when it comes to skateboarding. Repetition is the name of the game when it comes to skateboarding. Think of it like going to the gym. Do your reps, build your skills, and then take it to bigger obstacles. My biggest tip would be don't rush into skateboarding. Don't skip the fundamentals. I made the biggest mistake by going for tricks that were out of my league before I was ready, and I paid for it with injuries and frustration. So don't act like a know-it-all. Stay open, ask questions, learn from people better than you, and stop making excuses. Skateboarding is both mental and physical. You envision ideas that you have in your head, and then you take it to real-life obstacles. That's what's so cool about it, is because you can create something that only exists in here and bring it to the physical world. Skateboarding is going to make you tough. And me personally, I take pride in how tough skateboarding has made me. And the reason I think skateboarding makes you tough is because you are going to eat over and over and over again, and you got to learn how to pick yourself up and keep on going. It's all about perseverance. It's all about picking yourself up and being able to push through, and that skill translates not only to skateboarding but every other aspect in your life. So let's figure out how to accomplish things in life. So number one, let's experiment. Number two, let's be okay with failure. And number three, let's persevere when things get hard. If you do those three things, you'll start getting better at skateboarding right away. So with all that information, what should you do now? Just start, don't wait. Grab your skateboard and go hit the park. Drop a comment and let me know what you're working on. As for right now, I'm gonna go skate, so like this video and subscribe for more videos. Until next time, stay patient, stay present, and keep pushing. Cool, we're done, cut.